Good morning, Algebra 2 students. Today we're going to look at formulating square root equations using your graphing technology. It's similar to what we've done before with Desmos. I think this will be really easy for you. So we're going to look right here at this little example, okay? It says a sprinkler uses a rotating pipe to water a lawn. The table shows the area of the lawn that can be watered based on the length of the pipe. Use the power regression function on your graphing calculator. If we were using the Inspire, that's what we do. But since we're using Desmos, we're going to do it a little bit differently. This is use the power regression function on your graphing calculator to find an equation. Those of you that are familiar with the Inspire, you know we've done before like linear regression and quadratic regression. Power regression is going to be your square root. And there's something important that you need to know, that we're talking about square root functions. But this square root of x means the same thing as x to the 1/2 power. This 2 comes from the root number that's understood to be a 2 because it's squared, and this 1 comes from the exponent under here that's understood to be 1. So if you had like the 4th root of x to the 3rd, that would be the same as x to the 3/4 power. If you had the 5th root of x to the 8th, that would be x to the 8/5 power. That doesn't look like a power. It's not x times that, it's x raised to that power. That's an exponent, okay? So the main thing we need, the only one we need really today is x to the 1/2 power is the same thing as square root of x. That's what they're talking about using this power regression. Okay, so what we're going to do is use the power regression to find an equation in the form y equals a times x to the power b. That's important for Desmos, what we need right there, this form of the equation. This y equals a times x to the power b. Write this down somewhere. You're going to type in y1 and then a little tilde mark, a times x1 to the power of b. That's the form that remember, we're going to type in the table and then type an expression. This is what you want, okay? Actually, let's just do this, okay. Take that off. All right, so you can see over here on Desmos that I have the table that they have in Savas Realize. I have the table typed in. I added a table. I went right here to this plus sign, and I added a table, okay? And I typed in these numbers that they had. You want to be sure you type in your table correctly, okay? Then I'm going to add an expression, right? When you add that expression, it's going to be y, and then this little tilde mark, right? Oh, sorry, y1. Look in your table. Do you see how these are labeled x1, y1? If you have more than one table in at a time, it might be x2 and y2 or x3 and y3. You want to make sure that your numbers match. This is my only table, so I have x1 and y1. Okay, and I have a times x1 raised to the power of that shift 6 b. Okay, here's what that gives me. See the a and the b? It says a is 117.344, b is 0.5. Okay. Do you remember a few minutes ago we said that the square root of x is the same thing as x to the 1/2 power? This was our b. We did a times x to the power of b. So if b is 1/2, look at this b. Is that 1/2? It is. So we know we're on the right track. All right, so our equation that we would write would be y equals, our a is 117.344 times, this really is our x raised to the 0.5 power or to the 1/2 power, which is the same thing as square root of x. So I can change that to square root of x. So I have y equals 117.344 squared x. And it probably will tell you like what to round it to. And so if you have a table or if you have points, you can type them into the graphing calculator and you're using a power regression. Okay, a power regression to get that equation. All right, let's look at another one. They're going to take you through here, I think. They tell you how to do the equation. Okay, they do a lot of things we don't need to worry about. Okay. Here's another one. Okay. So I'm going to take this table out because we're through with it. Take this expression out because we're through with it. Add a table. My x's are 13, 25, 31, 55, and 80. And my y's are 43, 59, 66, 88, and 106. There's my table. Now I'm going to add an expression. So I'm going to go back to the add button. Add an expression. Remember we had y1. See the numbers? Now if I had not deleted my other table and just added this one at the bottom, then I would now have x2 and y2. Watch your numbers. Make sure they match. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh no. There we go. Control Z is your friend. It's undo. Okay. And then we had A, and then we had x1 raised to the power of b. We want this b to be somewhere around 0.5 because if it's square root, then b is 1/2. If it was cube root or fourth root or something, that decimal for b would be different. Look at our b, 0.4994. That's as close to 0.5 as you can get, right, without being exactly 0.5. So our equation for this one would be y equals 11.8 or 11.9 times the square root of x, because 11.9 times x to the 0.5 power is the same thing as the square root of x. Now it says also there to use the trace feature on your calculator, what x corresponds to a y value of 200. You can look on your graph over here. Can't wait to see. Let's see. Sorry, little sound effects there. If I go over here, I want to look where y is 200. $285. Okay. Here where it says using the trace feature on your calculator, what value of x corresponds to a y value of 200? Here's your y is 200. Boom, 281. Okay. I don't think we'll let you type. No. If you have the x value, you can type it in. It'll give you the y, but it won't let you do it with the y. All right. That's what you're doing. You have a little short assignment. Good luck. There's our solution. And the correct answer, well, they got 283. We got 281. Ah, look where that was, 200. Okay. That's going to be an estimate. Okay. We had another example. I think that was it.